Hi, I'm Deb Dedrick, Certified High Performance Coach, here with episode 129, How to Succeed Under Pressure. That's a good one, isn't it? We often use little tips, a few tips on how to succeed under pressure. And so today's tip is designed specifically based on some of the strategies that Navy SEALs use when they are training and hoping to become Navy SEALs. And this study that I kind of pulled some of the information on was the reason why so many Navy SEALs were failing to pass the needed test to become Navy SEALs. So they came up with a plan to address the issue so more Navy SEALs could accomplish their dreams and become Navy SEALs. And where they were failing was when they were deep sea diving underwater and they had their masks on and they had their tanks on. They were down deep underneath the water and they would be attacked out of the blue and their masks would be ripped off and their air hoses would be tied into a knot, and they had to figure out how to win and live, of course, in this situation. And if they didn't pass this situation, which I'm sure I would fail, they weren't able to become Navy SEALs. And so the study that they implemented started with working with the team on goal setting, what their desired outcome was. And their desired big term outcome was to become a Navy SEAL. Your outcome might be different. It might be how to get a better job or how to deal with a coworker that you're having issues with, and you fail when you're having a conversation because you aren't succeeding under pressure. So identifying the outcome first and then reverse engineering it is a good place to start. And so the goal setting for them would be pass this test. And for you, it would be whatever, fill in the blank. And then we're going to set incremental little steps that will move us along the path to where we want to go. And so you do a little micro goal and then you accomplish the bigger goal. And learning how to deal with underwater diving isn't where I have any expertise, but succeeding under pressure is where I definitely have expertise. So identifying where you're failing first and then getting clarity. So we want to get to the other side. So identify the problems that are keeping you stuck. Identify where you're failing. And for them, they were failing underwater, dealing with fear, dealing with their inability to focus, and they were identifying ahead of time, okay, how am I going to deal with fear? And how am I going to deal with getting my tank, how am I going to succeed to seeing underwater without a mask, and how am I going to undo the whole the knot that's in my air hose so I can breathe and live to see another day. And for you, of course, it's going to be different. You're going to be not under such a stressful situation, but identifying ahead of time where you want to end up, identifying how you're going to deal with the situation, and then thinking through, and then you practice. This is where we really could learn how to practice and develop strategic thinking. We are not taught how to strategically think and prepare ahead of situations that are going to come up. And if you can learn to strategically think through, this is step A, this is step B, this is step C, and then I'm going to lay a foundation to get me to D, and strategically think it through, put it on paper, plan it out, and then practice this, because just like an actor would practice a script, so when he finally goes on camera, he knows his lines and he's not going to fail miserably. It's the same type of situation in your mind. If you have an upcoming test that you want to prepare for, if you have an upcoming interview that you want to prepare for, if you have a video that you want to do, right, online that you need to prepare for, well, practicing and scripting it and strategically laying out a foundation of skills that will get you to the other side will go a long way to help you succeed under pressure. Those of us that are most prepared have the most confidence and the most ability to navigate high pressure situations that come up. And number four, this is huge. I've practiced this a lot, and this is a little story. Okay, I used to have, well, this is like strange, but uh, whenever I would choke, have you ever choked on something? You could even choke on your spit. I know that's gross, but it's true. And you could choke on water. You could choke on a piece of food, but uh, learning for me to identify when that situation is happening and staying calm. So for me, when that happens anymore, rather than me panic and get hysterical and make it way, way worse, running in panic, I right away stay calm and stay focused. And I've noticed whenever that happens and I have the ability to breathe through my nose to calm myself down, the panic doesn't take over and I'm not triggered to fight or flight or freeze, which in if you're not able to breathe, that's not a good thing. So for you, staying calm in any situation that has high pressure will put you ahead of the game in almost 98% of people. Learning to manage your emotions and stay calm, and you learn to control your mind. You can practice the breathing, and then you can talk yourself into becoming calm. These are all how the military implemented into their Navy SEAL team. They've implemented all these strategies that I just laid out for you, and they increased the conversion rate of their applicants to becoming Navy SEALs by 35%. So it's a proven theory. It's not a theory. It's a proven way to identify and succeed under pressure. So let's go back through it. Goal setting. Identify where you want to succeed, and then set micro goals that lead into the big goal. That's clarity of purpose. Strategically think through and visualize the problems and how you're going to deal with them ahead of time, and then you practice. And you might even have somebody do things to you that aren't expecting, so you can practice how you're going to deal with stressful situations so you succeed under pressure. And number four, you learn to stay calm and control your mind and practice deep breathing, so when the situations come up, you have the mental acuity to get through to the other side. And that's what those Navy divers had to do. So when their mask was ripped off and they couldn't see and they couldn't breathe and their hose was ripped off of them and tied in a knot, they had the capability to stay calm and stay focused and figure out how to win in this situation. It's the same way that Air Force pilots that drive the big jets and the military jets, when they are flying, they've already practiced and in their when they are in their flight simulator, they've already practiced all the situations that might come up when they're really up in the air. So when and if that situation ever presents itself, they already know how to deal with a horribly pressurized situation because people depend on them, their lives. And so I hope today's tip helps you learn how to succeed under pressure. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's my mission to give you ideas and strategies and ways to think through that you can implement in your life so you can create a happier life and build a stronger business. Thank you so much for joining me. If this helps you in any way, please share it with your friend. And I will see you on my next video. And until my next video, go out in the world, be a positive role model and influencer for good. Share with a friend. Go see me over on Facebook, and I will see you on my next tip. Have a great day.